everyone. You are in the Pill Method Club, and this room is how to pay off mortgages in 7 years. Not just mortgages, all of your debt in an average of 7 to 9 years. Jared, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Don. Good morning, Kenyatta, 10K, YCEO, Kirk, and everybody in the room. You're in the Pill Method Club. So if you're in the clubhouse room right now, you've never been in this room before, definitely stick around and click that greenhouse at the top. Make sure you're following the club. And when you're in that greenhouse, you can read a little bit about the about description, which will let you give a little preview of what the pill method is. We'd love for you to click that plus sign, invite people in this room. What Don's going to be walking through is how to pay off mortgages in 7 to 10 years. That usually would take 30 to pay off. And he has a method called the pill method, which each letter stands for a different part of the method. And he'll be going through that method. And what he'll also be doing is answering questions live. So whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or LinkedIn, you'll be able to go ahead and ask your questions in the chat, and we'll make sure to prioritize and to answer your questions. And if you're in the clubhouse room, you can raise your hand at any point, come on stage, ask a question about your refinance, ask a question about your mortgage, ask a question about your student loans, your car loans, your credit card debt, and Don will tell you how you can apply the pill method, or at least a mindset of how to look at interest cost versus interest rate to save you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars over time. So definitely click that plus sign, or if you're in the other streaming platforms, click that share option. And yeah, be excited for a really great room. So what we're going to do is do some moderator introductions and kick off the show. But before we do, Don, we'd love for you to give everybody, just a little bit of a high level of what the pill method is and what they can expect from the room today.
Certainly, the PILL method stands for prepayment of principal, isolating the principal amount, leverage, and liquidity. With these four principles, you begin to understand how lending actually works and how we're in the money matrix. If you're familiar with that movie, The Matrix, you'll find if you're a fan, you know that folks were living a life that was not real. They thought they were living a certain life when in fact someone was in complete control of them. And now we're finding out we're in the money matrix. Someone is in complete control of our finances. Our job, everybody here on the stage, all the players here are dedicated to make sure that you learn the truth about how lending actually works, because the truth has been kept in a certain place for the last 87 years. What we're going to learn today is not taught at any level of financial education. You need to take your power back. You need to be in control of your money. And I'm telling you, when you have this information down, no matter how well you're doing financially, you'll be able to 10x whatever you're doing. I mean, we're going to level up several times with the information you're going to learn here, because you are now going to be in control of your money. We're going to take you out of the money matrix. Jared.
All right, all right. So, yeah, we're going to go through some quick 30-second introductions, and then we're going to jump into the materials. So, if you're in the clubhouse audience, I would love for you to raise your hand and get on stage. It never fails. We run this room until 10 a.m. Eastern time, and around 9:30 Eastern time, the hands start flying up. So, and people are not able to get, we're not able to get to certain people. So, we would love to get to you. So, please raise your hand and come up with the question. There are no bad questions. This is a new concept to everyone. We have some of the top real estate influencers with the biggest audiences and the biggest clubs and the biggest rooms come in this room with their jaws dropped because they've never heard of this. So you are not alone, and feel free to ask questions. That's what we're here for. All right, so my name is Jared Albertin. I've been in the tech space for 15 years. I've been on Clubhouse really focusing on helping increase diversity in tech by creating rooms that give people access to recruiters, hiring managers, as well as career coaches on this various amount of topics. I'm going to be expanding this across other platforms like Twitter and Twitter Spaces. I'll be doing rooms on wisdom. I'll be doing things more on LinkedIn as well as on TikTok. So if you want to see what I'm doing, you can go to my 10K card, jarrett10k.com. That's JARRETT10k.com, and get in touch with me and see what I'm up to. All right, I'm passing it on to Kenyatta.
Thank you, moderator extraordinaire. My name is Kenyatta. You can find me at kenyatta10k.com, and I am your real estate agent and broker out of the state of Illinois, as well as your financial service provider, providing you with funding for everything from your real estate projects to your business needing revenue or commercial vehicles and everything. I'm here to help facilitate the flow of the room and make sure that you guys know how to see these examples. And so right now, what I want you to do is click that card above us that says the P.I.L.L Method Digital Business Card. Then I want you to go to the right of the card and look 2 spots down where it says Clubhouse Simulcast, and then pick how you want to watch it. We're streaming from Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook ×2, and through our girlfriend Tiffany, we're on Wisdom and Twitch. So pick your pleasure, and I would love to see your face in the place.
Yep, and this is Jared speaking. Also, you can see the instructions in my PTR. So if you click on my profile pic, you'll see the same instructions. And if you're in the Clubhouse room, if you'd like to see this while still being in the Clubhouse room, go ahead and find a laptop or an iPad and type in ICE10k.com, ICE10k.com. That way you can see the examples a little bit bigger. And if you still want to come on stage and interact with Don, you'll be able to do so. So Appleseed and Carrie, if you can get to a computer or an iPad and go ahead and hop on one of these streaming platforms on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitter, it'll be super helpful because you'll be able to see the calculator, the amortization chart, and all of that good stuff while he goes through the example. All right, 10K, over to you. Sean, you there? All right, let's go with the Y CEO.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tiffany, the Y CEO. It was so great seeing all of you online yesterday. Yes, I'm just as animated in person as I am right now as you're hearing me. I just want to let you all know I really appreciate everything that you're doing to help us push this message forward to other people's financial freedom, to your financial freedom. And it's right in alignment with what I love to do, which is be a mentor, be a coach, be a speaker, because my mission is to really, really help you to be successful in your career, your business life, your health, your wellness, and really just have a happier life. We're going to be doing expert interviews, mini business courses, and sharing our life hack secrets on all of my streams and channels, from Wisdom to Twitch to Clubhouse to everything. Everywhere we can stream, we're going to be streaming. So I'm really excited about this collaboration, and especially with our newest member, Kurt, because together we grow and leverage more, and we can learn from each other. So I'm really happy. We are the Freedom Advisors here, and we are the fast and furious version of financial freedom on Clubhouse.
Oh, man,
and I'm
good.
Tiffany. You can meet me over at yceo10k.com.
All right, and last but not least, Kurt.
Man, I got to stop going after Tiffany because I don't don't have the energy, don't have the sound effects, man. Listen, folks, my name is Kirk Nugent. I also go by the Geek Speaker Preacher, and I believe that live video is a golden opportunity for your business, your brand, your side hustle, your passion project, whatever it is. There's no greater way for people to experience your greatness than for you to see them do it live, and you're going to experience that today. No greater example than what Don is going to display today. And so, just like Jared has said, our illustrious host, make sure you raise your hand in the Clubhouse room, because you're going to want to get on stage and ask your question. Don't wait to the end. And then also, of course, follow those instructions so you can watch. You can actually watch this stream itself, because those visual examples help to really deepen the impression. I just want to say something real quick. I have a live show on Mondays, 7 p.m. Central Time. It's 8 p.m. for my folks out in the East, 5 p.m. for my folks out in the West. And this evening, we're going to have a guy named Derek Floyd on the show. If you can see this, it's what I'm holding up to the screen is the iRig 2. That's actually the way that we're streaming to Clubhouse today. from StreamYard, and then also taking that audio, going back over to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, all of the things, right? This device is what we're using to do that. And if you look at the top of that device, it says IK Multimedia. Well, my guest today on the show is Derek Floyd from IK Multimedia. So if you want to come check us out, man, we would love to have you in the audience, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And of course, the link is on the screen. Oh, I forgot to change my own link. My link is on the screen, kirkrnugent.live/10K. kirkrnugent.live/10K. Of course, once I say 10K, that means Sean's going to come running in the room. kirkrnugent.live/10K. Thank you guys so much.
All right.
I thought I was done shopping. God dang it. I rigged too. Amazon, here I come.
Listen, that thing works. Let's see. What it doesn't do is there's some kind of filter that Kurt has. Can you listen to the sound of his voice and my voice?
Man.
Listen how deep and resonant it is. And so whatever filter
I think that's genetics.
No, really, it's
Jared's got it too.
Listen. I can't.
Let's get back on track, everybody.
Oh.
Listen, I can't. You mean that there's nothing I can buy that would do that for me?
Oh man.
No, it's
Lord have mercy. So listen, as soon as they invent that thing that makes my voice sound so deep and resonant, I want that device. Okay. All right.
Oh man.
I'm sorry for interrupting. Go ahead, you guys.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, nobody's worried about how your voice sounds. They're more worried about the information you give.
Oh, that's so true.
Valuable, so
Okay.
all right. So Appleseed, I appreciate you for coming on the stage, brother. Please let us know what your question is.
Well, I haven't. Well, thanks for having me. I haven't really developed a question yet. I'm sitting back just trying to soak up as much as I can right now. But if I have one, I'll mute my mic and blink it. Thank you.
All right, cool. Let's go to Carrie. Carrie, please let us know what your question is.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday.
Good morning.
Good morning. So I have a question. Yesterday, I believe, Mr. Don, you mentioned the P.I.L.L method.
Yes.
Iceberg.
Oh, that's
right.
All right. Listen, we renamed it. So I worked that out with Kenyatta, and so we came up with a new name for it, Iceberg. Okay, Iceberg.
Oh, Iceberg.
Yes, that's
okay.
That's the new name. Sorry.
Okay. So it kind of piqued my interest because I'm more so in the flip space right now, but there's one property that I acquired that I decided, because the numbers look really good, I decided to buy and hold it and use it as a STR.
Right.
So when I heard that,
for the people in the back, would you tell them what STR means?
Oh, I'm sorry, short-term rental.
Short-term rental, meaning like
a vacation home. We don't like to use the A word.
Right. I understand. Okay. So short-term rental, folks. So you can go in and rent that for a short term, pay, and then get out and go and visit another one. Okay. Short-term rentals. Go ahead.
Yes. So vacation homes.
Yes.
So when I heard you mention that particular method, it kind of piqued my interest. And I wanted to know if we can kind of delve into how that differs. Well, I know what BRRRR is, of course, but the method in which it would differ than if it was my owner occupied, my home.
Right. So let's get into that right now. So I'm going to actually put that on the screen so that we can see what's going on here. Okay, so we're going to stop share and then share a new screen. Boom. I love this whole. Listen, I'm loving this whole thing. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
and Don, while you're setting that up, for everybody that's new to the room, if you click on my PTR, my profile picture, you'll see instructions on how you can see Don's pearly whites as he walks through these examples on the screen. So you can go to ice10k.com on your laptop or iPad, and then you can choose either the Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, or Twitter option, and you can watch this stream live on your computer or iPad. If you don't have a computer or iPad, and you really want to see the walkthrough, then you can click the link above our head, go to Clubhouse Simulcast, and choose the streaming option that way as well. So, but if you can get on your laptop or iPad, that'd be better, bigger visuals, etc. With that being said, let's get into it. Don, I'll pass it back to you.
All right, thank you, Carrie. Before we get
Mhm.
into this example, I just want to drop a couple of ideas out there for people, especially if they're just coming in, so that they can know that we're providing information they can't get anywhere else. Here's what I want to tell you, folks. Once you get to a certain credit score, it doesn't matter. Okay. Credit score after a certain point does not matter. What you want is a great credit profile so that you can always get approved. That's what you want. You want to be approval ready, and credit score by itself does not do that. Plus, once credit score gets to a certain point, you don't need a higher credit score. Okay, so remember that credit score by itself is not important. It is your credit profile. All right. Interest rates. So again, everybody's trying to get the lowest interest rate. All right. And write this down. The lower the interest rate, the harder it is to pay the loan off early. I will repeat that. The lower the interest rate, the harder it is to pay that loan off early. Here's another one for you. Never buy down the interest rate. Sometimes you'll get an opportunity to give up a little more cash up front so that you can actually buy a lower interest rate. Don't do it. Never do it. There is no reason to do it. Okay. Never put a large down payment on a loan or a car, ever. Never put a large down payment on a mortgage or a car loan or any type of loan whatsoever. Down payments do not help you. We're going to show you how you can better use that money to save you time and save you interest. We've got more gems like that. So if I said anything that gets your juices flowing, come up to the stage and ask why I said those things, and we'll be glad to go. So, Carrie, you talked about the iceberg method, okay? Interest cancellation expert method combined with the BRRRR method, which is buy, rehab, rent, refi, and then repeat. Okay. So here's what we're talking about. So we want to get put into a position where you are buying and holding, and then get to a point where you can take the cash out of that property and then buy additional properties. Is that what we're talking about today?
Correct.
All right. So the iceberg method actually speeds up that process. Okay, so I have a $350,000 loan on here, and if I was going to take out a certain amount of money, if I wanted to cash out on this thing, tell me what would be a good amount of money to cash out with, that would make it worth refining the property to take cash out and to purchase additional properties. Give me an idea. How much money?
Well, it would be the 70% loan to value.
I know, but you want to know 70% of what? 20,000? 70% of what amount?
70% of what the ARV is.
Okay,
so after repair value.
Right.
So are you showing something on your screen, Mr. Don? Because I have 55 seconds before your live show starts.
Yes, I am. No,
okay, that's why.
Yeah, the live show. Yeah, we're in the live show now.
Yeah, on my side, it's counting down still.
Okay, which platform?
I'm on YouTube.
All right, you probably want to find where it says live and click that.
Yeah, it says live show starts in 32 seconds.
Okay, you want to no. You want to find where it says live right now, not where live show starts. A red sign that says live.
Hey, Kirk, look into that.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Oh, I have it. I don't know why it did that. Okay,
you got it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Excellent. So this is where. So are you talking about? Tell me what you're talking about. Are you talking about after you have the 30-year mortgage or before?
I guess that's one of my questions when it comes to the iceberg method, right?
Okay, the iceberg method is after you have received the 30-year mortgage. So if you're
Yeah.
buying a property, let's say you're using what's considered hard money or
Hard money.
your own cash to get the process started, then you cash out, get your money out of it, and then get a long-term loan,
Correct.
like a 30-year loan. We're talking about after you get the loan.
Yes.
Okay. So after you
Okay.
get your 30-year mortgage, now, so you want to repeat that process. We're into the BRRRR method now. We're buying, we've already rehabbed. Okay. Now we're renting. Okay. Now at a certain point, we want to refi to get additional cash out to buy more properties.
Correct.
How much would be worth it to you is what I'm asking. How much do we want to take out?
Oh, understood.
Okay.
I would say probably 50,000. It's so hard for me to answer that question in my side because I want to take out the full amount, whatever that 70%.
I understand, but give me an idea so I can do this example for you.
Oh, understood. Let's say 100.
Let's say 100. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Listen. It's not you. It's me. I'm not asking the questions right. All right. That's the Asperger's coming out. All right. So here's where we're talking about $100,000. All right. So I've got a $350,000 mortgage on here, and if we go down to where it says where I would naturally get $100,000 in equity, pay down the loan by $100,000. Okay. We're not talking about adding in market conditions. We're just talking about paying off the loan. Okay. So if we do that, and we're scrolling down here, we're at 120 months already. Okay. 120 months. That's 10 years. We're only at $79,000 that we paid the loan down by. Okay. So if we're just using paying off the loan and not using market conditions, then we only have $79,000 in equity. Do you follow me?
Yes.
Okay. So now to get 100,000, so now this is 11 years. Here's 12 years. Just over 12 years, we can get to $100,000. Okay. Now this is when somebody would want to refi, and to get 80% out, so you can get about $80,000 out on your refi, and then use that money to purchase other properties. So are we talking your language?
Yes.
Excellent, excellent. But I also want you to see this. Do you see the right of the 100,000? How much interest do you have to pay to get that?
Right. $731.39.
Nope.
I'm sorry, the right 129,384.
Here's my question. Do you think that's a little bit too much money to pay to get $100,000 in equity?
Absolutely.
And if we look at the interest cost, this is what we term the interest cost. If we look at the interest cost, do we actually have equity when you look at the cost of managing the property with the benefit you get out of the property? Do we actually have equity here?
No.
No, we don't. And every real estate investor I've ever talked to has ignored interest cost. And I dare say up to now, so have you. So here's my question. Do we want to continue to ignore interest cost?
No.
Okay. Well, so if we can do something about that, do you think we should?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, she says. I don't know if you can see me, but I'm smiling now.
I can see you. You're delayed, but I can see you.
All right. So here's what we're talking about. So I know of a real estate investor who keeps some cash on the side. Okay, just to do repairs.
Oh, that's what I was doing.
All right. So we got to mute somebody's mic. Okay, somebody's got a hot mic. Okay, here we go. All right. So this is what we're talking about. So now let's see. Here's what we want to do. We still want to get $100,000 in equity, right?
Yes.
What if we can get that for a lot less money in interest? Would that be better?
Yes.
Okay, so now here is the caveat. Okay, Don, I don't want to use any monies that are coming in from rent that I have earmarked for investing. How does that sound?
That sounds pretty good.
Because here's what I've been told. This is Don. Why would I take the money that I should use to invest?
Mhm.
Why should I use that money to pay down this loan? And my answer is you shouldn't. All right. But every real estate investor I know that's worth their salt keeps some money on the side, in a reserve account, correct?
Correct.
So give me an idea of how much money a real estate investor could have in reserve just to make repairs, just in case something happens. Give me a certain amount of money.
25,000.
I got $25,000 sitting in reserve, and where is that $25,000?
In the bank.
In the bank. And in what kind of account is that $25,000 sitting in?
Probably a business checking.
Business checking. And how much interest do business checking accounts make?
Not enough.
Okay, that's a t-shirt. Write that down, somebody.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Not enough. Your money in the bank does not make enough. How much does it make? Not enough. All right. I love that. Okay. Can I use it?
You sure can. Sharing is caring.
Thank you, Carrie. All right. So here's what we're talking about. So it's not making enough. All right. It's not making enough money. Maybe 1/10 of 1%, if that. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at this loan here. Let's go back. I'm going back to payment number one. Payment number one. All right. 1 through 12. I'm going to make the numbers just a little bit bigger. Is everybody seeing that? Okay, great. So we have on here in the first year, Carrie, and cumulative principal, that's all the principal payments, $6,716.99. All right. Do you know how we get to this number? We get to this number by making principal payments, 12 of them right in a row on time. We add up the principal payments for 1 year, and it comes to $6,716.99. That's how much we paid the loan down by, and that is how much we have in our principal payments, okay? But look at this. Yeah. Look at the interest. How much interest we're paying each month. We're adding that up too, and it comes to $12,142.93. So what we're looking at is the P.I.L.L in the iceberg method. How can we get the $6,700 in principal pay down without giving the bank the $12,000 they're looking for? All right. But I can't use the money that I've earmarked for investing because that money's working. All right. It's already doing its thing. Let's see how we can use the $25,000 sitting in the bank making what? Not enough. Oh, I love that. Oh, I'm serious. Somebody write that down for me so I don't forget. All right.
I got you.
Okay. So here's what we got. Here's what we got going. So here's my question. Could I borrow? And our program is much more precise than this. I'm just using this as an example, Carrie. Okay.
Okay.
Could I borrow from that $25,000 fund $6,716.99?
Yes.
If I could borrow that, okay? So now, anytime you borrow something, there's always a cost. There's always a cost, all right? No matter what, even if it's 0% interest, there's always a cost somewhere. You just have to find out what the cost is, all right? There's always a cost. And then, so in this case, if I borrow that money from myself, then the cost is I am not making 1/10 of 1% on this money. Okay, so the cost is fairly low. Correct?
Yes.
All right. Now there's an additional cost. You know what the additional cost is?
You're not paying that cumulative interest of 12,000?
That's a benefit. I'm talking about cost. The
Oh.
money sitting in the bank,
Mhm.
there's an additional cost. You know what it is?
No.
It's what that money could be making,
Oh, understood.
but it's
Yeah.
not making.
Right.
So here's what
Right.
I'm saying. The money that you could make that you didn't make should be considered a loss.
Mhm.
That's a clip. The
That's
money
true.
that you could make that you
Mm.
didn't make should be considered a loss. So that
Mm.
money sitting in the bank, it's almost as if we're burying it in the sand. It's just kind of buried there. It's not making anything. I feel good about the fact that it's there. I've
Yeah.
got it just in case something happens. And I'm easily forgetting about that. Now, why? Because my properties are cash flowing well.
Yeah.
I'm making money and I'm investing more money, but this money's still sitting over here on the side, not making hardly anything at all. So what if we borrow that money from the fund and apply this money all at one time on line one? Would we? Let me put the calculator on the screen because we started out at what? $350,000.
Mhm. Yes.
$350,000. And if we paid this 6716 all at one time instead of in 12 monthly installments, so we're going to subtract $6,716.99. We're going to subtract that, and we get $343,283.01. Isn't that the same thing that's on line 12 here?
Yes.
So you mean we could borrow money from our reserve account that's making not enough money and apply it to this loan in 1 month instead of over 12 months and get here in 1 month?
Hmm.
What would happen to all the interest costs between line 2 and line 12?
And fall off.
You never have to pay them. So here's what's
Yeah.
happening, folks. We're moving this loan from point A to point B. Point A to point B. Point A is 350,000. Point B is 343,283. That's what's important, not the months you see here, not the schedule, but moving the loan from point A to point B. Doing it the bank's way, you have to submit to their timing. When you submit to the bank's timing, then they're saying monthly, I want you to pay me. And every month, I need you to give me over $1,000 just to pay your loan down by a little over $550. That's the bank's timing. Do we like their timing, Carrie?
No.
No, we don't like their timing. What if we want to incorporate our own timing? So listen, bank, I want you have a right to your 6,700s. You have your right to $6,716.99 because I borrowed it. But I want to disrupt your timing. I want to give it to you in 1 month instead of over 12. If I do, I move from here to here in 1 month. The bank never sees this one, the payment on line 2, line 3, line 4, line 5. It never sees those payments, so they can't charge you interest on those because you didn't do it on their schedule. So you disrupted their timing and paid it down to here in 1 month. So what is the interest cost for 1 month? $1,020.83. So you move the loan from point A to point B for $1,020.83 instead of $12,142.93.
Mm-hmm.
So I have my equity now. It didn't cost me 12 grand. It did cost me something. It cost me 1,000, but it didn't cost me 12.
Mm-hmm.
Are you seeing what we're talking about now?
Yes.
So now I've got a couple of more questions for you. So give me an idea of the rents that are coming in, and how long, if we're just looking at the amounts that are going into the reserve fund, how long could it take to pay myself back not out of the money we have earmarked for investing, but out of the money that we have earmarked to go into the reserve fund. How much time would it take to pay ourselves back the $6,700? What do you think? Give me an idea.
2 months.
2 months. So it takes 2 months to pay ourselves back. Oh, Lord, have mercy. I am loving this example, Miss Carrie. Listen, I'm just going to play this back all day just because you're here. I want to listen to this. Okay. 2 months. I'm going to pay myself back in 2 months. Okay. So, Miss Carrie, I'm going to pay the money back to which account? To that account that's not paying not enough?
Right.
And could I do it again?
Yes.
And then 2 months more, I could do it again.
Mm-hmm.
So do you see, Miss Carrie, if I can knock down this in just 2 months, you see how we can leapfrog through this thing
Mm-hmm.
in just a few months and get down to our $100,000 point, boom, in about 4 years, instead of over 12. And it won't cost near as much because every time we leapfrog this thing, we're leapfrogging right over interest costs. So the ICE BRRRR method says, yes, the BRRRR method works. But when we plug the ICE into it, interest cancellation expert, when we plug that into it, we get to that $100,000 point years sooner at a much lower interest cost. Let's call that right around, I don't know, $22,000. Just guess it. Instead of $129,000.
Right.
Now, here's the next thing. Okay, you want to write this down, Miss Carrie. Here's the next thing.
Okay.
Let's just call it 29,000. It cost us 29,000 to get to this point instead of 129,000. That means it would normally cost $100,000, over $129,000 to get to this point, but we got here in $29,000. So we just saved ourselves $100,000, haven't we? To get to the same point. At some point, could we, keeping track of the interest we saved, could we actually put ourselves in a position to take the $100,000 that we saved and put that into our investments as well, put that into property as well, if we keep track of that?
Absolutely.
So listen, let me ask you, is that $100,000, is that looking better in your portfolio or in the bank's portfolio?
Mine.
Of course. So this is what the ICE BRRRR method is all about, Miss Carrie. And because of you, everybody else in the world can know it too, because this is going up on live stream on several different platforms around the world. It's going to be played on a continuous loop over and over and over again. And you have helped not only the people in the room, but you've helped tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, even millions of people after this thing gets watched. Thank you so very much, Ms. Carrie. Do you have another question for us?
I do. So I'm a fan of HELOCs. So I'm curious as to if this would also work in the same fashion, even though it's not the BRRRR.
Yeah. Well, you can BRRRR HELOCs as well.
Oh, yes, you can. You can.
Okay. I mean,
I'm looking at it from two different perspectives.
Yes,
right?
you can apply the ICE. You can apply the ICE method, the P.I.L.L method to HELOCs as well. But give us an example of what you're talking about. Let's see how we can make it all fit.
So instead of cashing out refi, where I'm also going to pay closing costs, right, upon the refi.
Right.
If I was just to take the equity out of the HELOC and use the HELOC to accumulate additional properties and then pay the loan on the HELOC at whatever the percentage rate is.
So your HELOC is going to be on your personal property. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Well, can't you do the HELOC on a business, on a investment property as well?
Well, that is something we're going to need some advice from a loan officer.
Right.
And so from what I understand, I don't think we can. We might be able to in certain situations, but I don't know. I just don't know. I know we can do it on a personal. Miss
Yes, we
Kenyatta, can you look into that for us, or do you already know?
So I know that we can definitely do refinancing, and we can restructure in a way we could never do if we were just doing personal, residences and stuff like that. So yeah, I can look into it further as far as the actual HELOC, but we have many products that will probably be even better.
Okay, so there's
Okay.
there's more than one way to skin this cat. So what
Right.
we're looking at is, folks, for everyone who's listening, if I get a HELOC, which is a home equity line of credit, that's what HELOC stands for, home equity line of credit. If I get that thing, then there are a lot of fees I don't have to pay, and they're generally good for about 10 years. And it's like it's a revolving line of credit. I borrow money and I only pay interest on the money that I borrow, and then I pay it back, and then I can borrow it again. That's what's called a revolving line of credit, and I don't have to fill out a new application every time I want to use that money. That is what's great about a HELOC. The other thing of what's great about a HELOC, even though do you know how many people I run into, Miss Carrie, that have a balance on a HELOC, but have thousands of dollars in a checking account? Okay, because that's the account they pay their bills out of, right? I remember a guy that said he keeps $100,000 in his checking account, because that's how big his business was. He keeps $100,000 in a checking account just to run his business, so he can make payments and never bounce or anything, because that's what they set up. He also had a HELOC. Whether it's a business line, a HELOC, or a personal line, they all work about the same. All right. So he had a revolving line of credit, and it was at about $100,000 as well, but it was at 2% interest. I said, well, why do you have $100,000 on it? Because he said it's just at 2%. It's not costing me that much. I said, could you take your $100,000 that you have in your checking account, which is making not enough, and put it in the HELOC or your personal line, pay it to zero, and now you're not even paying the 2%, but you still have access to all the money? I said, I never thought about that before. So any money you pay in interest that you don't have to pay is a loss.
Right.
Okay. So what if we don't have to pay it? So listen, folks, there are so many different ways to look at this thing to save yourself money. But if we have a HELOC, how do you propose to use that HELOC in helping you to grow your business? Miss Carrie.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was on mute. So those the funds from the HELOC would then be put into additional investments.
There you go. There you go. And listen, we can use it the same way. All right. You can use that money the same way. So as your monies are coming in, Miss Carrie, this is what I want to tell you. We're going to be paying that HELOC back with the proceeds. Okay. But you're going to keep your interest costs down. So as your rents come in, some of that money, you're not just going to stop at a checking account, but you're going to let it rest in the HELOC. You will look at it as a deposit, right? You will look at it as a deposit, because I'm depositing my funds into the bank so that I can pay my expenses. But when you put that money as a deposit on the HELOC, the bank looks at it as a payment. And guess what? You'll never make a regular payment to that HELOC ever, because you're giving them way more money than they've asked for, because you're putting your receipts in there.
Right.
Keeping the interest.
But there's no way for them to count an interest, because I'm exceeding my payments, so the interest isn't accumulated.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Flesh and blood have not revealed that unto you. That is a good one. Listen, do you know why I love this show? Because of stuff like this. Nobody, listen, this isn't being taught anywhere else. The financial gurus aren't telling you stuff like this. You're getting this here live and in color with the P.I.L.L method. Miss Carrie, thank you so much for bringing your
Thank you,
question to
Mr.
the
Don.
stage. All right, Jared.
All right. So thank you to all the new people that have popped into the room on Clubhouse. Make sure you click that greenhouse at the top, follow the club, and also make sure you click on Don's profile, give him a follow, and click that always on notification with that bell symbol next to the follow button. We'd love for you to also check out Kenyatta, 10K Cards, YCEO, Kirk, Aaron, and Safoa. Check out their bios. I recommend giving them all a follow as well. They are leaders in the finance, entrepreneur, grants, government contracts, real estate, um, streaming platform space. So a lot of wealth and knowledge on the stage. So thank you to all the moderators for being here. Yeah, and go ahead and click that plus sign. Invite 4 to 5 more people into this room. Now that you've seen what Don has been going through, you definitely want to spread this knowledge to your friends and families, colleagues that all have these same issues with interest, and help them open up their eyes to a new alternative in terms of how to approach this. And Don, if somebody wanted to reach out and get a one-on-one with you to figure out the year, month, date that they could be debt free, how would they be able to do that?
Well, they would just go to the 10K card above our heads and then click on that link. And then they would see, Jared, they would see a button that says get a savings and earnings report. Once they click that button, they would just follow the instructions, all of the instructions. And by following those instructions, then they would be presented an online form. They would put their financial data into the online form. And once they hit submit, someone from my office will give them a call, usually within 48 to 72 hours, okay? And then confirm the information. Once the information is confirmed, then we would set up a consultation for you. And then you can know at the consultation, you'll find out the month, day, and year you could be debt free and the amount of interest you would save. And then we would also give you an idea of how much money that interest saved could make for you. And then you can add that to building your generational wealth for your family. Okay, so that's how we would get there.
Awesome. So yeah, if you're on the streaming platforms, you would go to ice10k.com and follow those instructions, and Don's team will get back to you. And this is a lifetime program, and so you definitely want to tap in with Don so you can get as much lifetime savings as possible across all your different loans. All right, perfect. So let's jump into the next question. Appleseed, did you come up with the question, or should we pass it to Renee for now? All right, so I'm assuming Appleseed is away from the computer.
All right, let's tuck Appleseed back into the audience until he has a question.
All right, no problem. Kirk, just want to make sure any online questions we can address.
No online questions right now. Can you guys hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, no online questions right now. Just some comments. People are, one person says good morning. Another, Letty is saying, I keep coming back because I learn something new every time. So that's a good model. Keep coming back. And we welcome your questions. We have 22 people watching online. We want to welcome you. Want to thank you guys for taking time out. We do not take it for granted that you have come to hang out with us today, but we definitely want to get your questions. Questions in this live streaming space make the world go around. So we want your questions. Encourage your questions. Back to you, Jared.
All right. So let's keep getting into the questions. So Renee, thank you so much for coming on stage. Please let us know what your question is. And Renee, if you're speaking, you got it. There you go.
Yeah. So hi. Earlier you mentioned that it was not a good idea to put a large down payment on a car.
Yes.
Why is that?
Miss Renee, I absolutely love this question too. So, give me an example. Is this like an initial purchase, or is this like so many we maybe have a car totaled and then we get the insurance check, and then we use that insurance check as a down payment? Which example should I talk about today?
An initial purchase.
An initial purchase. Okay, so let's change this up. And I'm looking at a car loan of what? Let me just take a zero out of here. $35,000. How's that?
That's fine.
Okay, and an interest rate? What interest rate were you going to use for our car loan today, Miss Renee? If you're talking, we can't hear you. All right.
Renee, if you should click the little microphone icon in the lower right hand corner to mute and unmute your mic.
Okay, so
Go with 7%.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I was gonna say 5, but 7%.
Okay. We can do 5. All right, and so we're going to do a 5, and then we're going to do I always opt for the longest term available. Let's just say we can put it out there for 84 months. Okay. Now let's take.
And Don,
go ahead.
sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead.
For those that are new to the room, if you want to see these examples live, you can go to your laptop or iPad and go to ice10k.com, choose the Clubhouse simulcast option, and then either stream it on Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, or Facebook. If you need these instructions again, just click on my profile picture and I'll walk you through it. All right, back to you, Don.
All right, Miss Renee. So now here's the original loan, $35,000. So if we had a down payment to talk about, what would give me an idea of what kind of down payment you would be talking about on this particular car loan? $35,000 for the car, and you're thinking, I want to put a down payment down. So how much money are we talking?
$2,000.
$2,000. So we're going to put $2,000 down, and then if we do $2,000 down, we're going to take a look at the difference. So we are going back here, and now we're going to duplicate this tab. And now instead of 35,000, boop, 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 it's 33,000. Okay, 33,000 at the same. Okay, boom, and there we go. 33,000. All right. And here's the difference between the two. This one is 35,000. We have a payment of $494.69. Total interest on this over 84 months would be $6,553.96. Okay. That's if we kept it for the entire 84 months. In the P.I.L.L method, we would not. Okay. We're not going to pay anywhere close to that. But just for example's sake, let's take a look at the $33,000 loan. Now our payment is $466.42, and we have an interest of $6,179.28, $6,553. Now let's take a look at the payment, which is $494.69 and $466.42. You see, so we're talking about a $30 difference with $2,000 down. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay, so let's take a look at the 35,000. Now, if I take this loan, I still have my $2,000, correct?
Yes.
All right. So could I make a payment here? All right. And then put my $2,000 down as a principal payment, as a principal prepayment, and not start out at 84 months. But if I put my $2,000 as a prepayment, I would go to month 6 on my amortization schedule in just 1 month. I knock off 6 months with that $2,000 and save about almost $800, about $714 in interest I never have to pay by putting that $2,000 down as a prepayment to a loan instead of a down payment. So if I use it as a prepayment, I start my loan actually here. My second payment would be on line 7 of the regular amortization schedule. I would start here on this would be month 2 for me on this one. On this one, my payment would be month 2 would be here. Okay, 32 32,000 um 32,340. 32,340. Okay. And I'm down, I could be down here to put my $2,000 down. I knock, I knock 6 months off of this loan that I'll never have to make a payment. Does that make sense to you?
Yes. So instead of making the down payment, you're saying that you should just make a prepayment
Mhm.
of 2,000
Right. If you go,
in
if
order to do this. Okay.
yeah, and if those were your choices, if I either I'm going to make a down payment or I'm going to make a prepayment with $2,000, you just knock 6 months off of that loan by using the $2,000 that way.
Got it. Thank you.
All right. You're so welcome. Thank you for bringing your question to the stage. All right. Who's next?
Hey y'all.
Hey, hey.
I have a question. So I am in the process of building a home, and there's a lot of stuff that advice that my mother has given me that is anti what you're saying. So I need to understand this a little bit better.
All right. So tell
Um,
us who you are, and so the whole world can know.
I'm Paula Wood.
Hey, Paula.
I live in the DC area, and yeah, I'm buying a house.
Oh, listen. Everybody give Paula a hand clap for being able to buy a house in the DC area because listen, that that's some expensive property.
Well,
So that is wonderful. So go ahead.
actually moving out into the country in Frederick, Maryland, because it's a little bit more affordable out there.
That's all. Listen, you're still in the area. Come on. All right. Talk to us about what you're doing. Give us some example of the advice, and then we'll tell you what's really going on. Okay.
Okay, sure thing. So the advice given was to put down a large down payment to eliminate the PMI cost.
Right.
And so I've already given the builders around 30,000, so like $29,050. And I have another 64,000 that I was going to bring at closing,
right,
to get to that 20% down payment. Does the PMI matter with the P.I.L.L method? I also did buy down the interest rate, which I heard you say earlier wasn't the best thing to do either. But
but what's done is done.
Hey, what's done is done, right?
Listen, when we know better, we do better.
Yeah, I just don't want to make any more mistakes.
Listen, here's what we're talking about, folks. What she's talking about, the mistakes that are being made are not mistakes she's doing on her own. The mistakes that are being made are the mistakes that she's being taught. This is called best practices. All right. If you got a book on how to buy a house, she is going right down the line, following what has been taught to do for years. And at the P.I.L.L method, we're going to tell you why that is so costly to follow what the banks and what this knowledge has done for us over the years. But everybody's doing it, but nobody's ever really counted the cost until now. So continue, Ms. Paul.
Yeah, so that was, basically the question, should I even worry about the PMI or just go in with as little money as possible and then implement the P.I.L.L method? But, when I was looking at the mortgage costs and, the house is already, more than what I should be purchasing. I will say that. But hey, I have a plan for that.
Okay.
So yeah, and then the long-term plan, I guess what I'll say is this: the reason to put the 20% down was I have a young son, and I am a single woman, and so the idea was when I got married one day in the near future, possibly, that the home would turn into a rental property, and then the money that I would cash flow, ideally, would pay for my son's private education, so that my new husband wouldn't have to incur that cost, right? So the home would pay for tuition.
Listen, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. So you're looking at being able to take cash out later, not necessarily putting the 20% down to affect the payment, the monthly payment.
Correct.
Okay, you're looking at the future. Okay. All right. So I'm going to put something on the screen here. Hold on for just a second. We're working here. We're working. And I'm going to, all right, get this over here. And boom. There we go. And okay, exit. And I need to share.
While he's doing that, Paul, I just want to make sure you are able to see what he's about to put up on the screen. Are you watching online as well?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay.
I'm on
Perfect,
YouTube.
perfect.
It's a little
Perfect,
delayed,
perfect.
but yes.
Yeah, there'll be a delay. You're hearing him real time, but you're seeing it with a delay. But at least you'll be able to see those examples. All right. So once we get this on the screen, we'll be ready to
Perfect.
go.
And I pulled up my paperwork too in case you needed me to say something.
Oh yeah, fine. That's perfect. Okay, and there we go.
All right. And while Don's setting it up, if you're in this room on Clubhouse, please make sure to click the plus sign. Invite a couple of people in because this example is going to be super helpful to them. And then also, if you're on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, on Twitter, go in and click that share option, whatever that option is on your platform, and go and invite about 4 to 5 people into the room as well. We want to spread this example to as many people as possible so they know what's possible when it comes to their mortgage and how to, deal with interest costs. All right, cool. Back to you, Don.
So, Ms. Paula, what are you seeing on the screen right about now?
Down payment deception.
Why are you laughing?
It's in large Elizabethan letters.
All right. So here's what we're talking about. Because it's not too long ago, I had a guy that actually lived across the street from me. And he was building a home for $400,000. And this is what he asked me. Should he put $100,000 down so he could finance $300,000 instead of $400,000 at 3% for 30 years? Because this money was not only going to help him save some money, but and then help him to cash out later, right? But he was also going to avoid PMI. So is that kind of where we're going?
Absolutely.
So this is what I told him. All right. What you need to do, sir, is get the $400,000 loan at 3%, not the $300,000 loan. He says, "What are you talking about, Don?" Because if I do that, so we started comparing, because he was also an engineer. And listen, I live in Huntsville, Alabama, and you can't swing a dead cat around here and not hit an engineer. Okay, because there are more engineers here per capita than practically anywhere else in the world. And so when engineers come to my office, they come with their spreadsheets, they come loaded for bear because they've got it all figured out. Every engineer that has ever walked into my office has walked out with our program. Okay? Here's one of the reasons why. So do you see the comparison here? On the left side is is what I recommend. On the right side is what the engineer was recommending because he had the money to do it. $400,000. And so I'm looking, he said, "Now look, Don, you want to give me a $1,600 payment? I got a $1,200 payment over here. All right. And then the total interest paid on your side, Don, is $207,111. And the payment on my side is $155,000. Are you seeing that?
Yes.
So far, the $400,000 loan is losing. Plus, you walk into the loan. So listen, you're saying, Don, I want to walk into this thing with 100,000. He was saying, I want to walk into this thing with $100,000 in equity. I walk in with equity. All right.
Right.
All right. And I said, okay, well, here's what I want you to also to take a look at. Do you see where it says total interest paid as a percentage of principal? All right. So we're going to take a look at that. Total.
The banner is blocking it. I can't see the actual percentage.
Oh, okay. So here we go. Let me see if I can bring it in there now. If you can actually, can you see it now? It should come up in just a second. Total.
Yeah, it bounced in.
Yeah.
It blocked it though,
All
still.
right. All right. Total interest paid as a percentage of principal on both loans is 51.77%. 0.778 and 0.777 on the other one. Practically the same. So the ROI for the bank is exactly the same on these two loans. Okay. So if the bank is going to make the same 51%, they would love to make the 51% on the $300,000 loan because they already have $100,000 of their money back. That they can lend out. So far, so good. All right.
Yes.
So what's next? What's next? So we're going to bring up what's next. So here is the difference between the two loans. We have a $400,000 loan and a $300,000 loan, and we're looking at the total interest cost for 30 years on both loans. So if we have the $300,000 loan over a 30-year period, the $300,000 loan saves $51,779.60 in interest. Wow. Okay. So already he's making a strong case here. All right. He's making a strong case here. But I said, now let's take a look at the $400,000 loan at the amortization schedule. All right. So in the very first payment on the $400,000 loan, sir, $686.42 goes to principal, $1,000 goes to interest. But I asked him, where is your $100,000? He said, it's still in the bank. Guess what so what do you think my next question was to him, Paula?
Tell me.
Okay. I said, could you now apply the $100,000 to the loan? Uh-oh. I heard a what does that mean, Paula?
I'm following.
You following? All right. So by placing that $100,000 on the loan, it takes him to payment number 125.
He can't do that though with the money that's already in the bank?
That's the money that's in the bank.
Okay, got it.
He's taking the money out of the bank now. He's not using it as a down payment. He's using it as a prepayment.
No, that's what I mean. Like the money that he put, if it was him with the down payment in the bank, could he like do some refinancing situation and take the money out and do it again, restart it, I guess? I don't know.
Oh, no, you don't. Oh, no. So what he's saying, see, the way that he wanted to do it, he wanted to get it to $300,000, but he would have starting out on payment number 1 for a 30-year loan. You see what I'm saying?
Got it.
So instead of starting out on payment number 1 for a 30-year loan, he's using getting the $300,000 to get to $300,000. He's still getting to $300,000, but he's doing it in 1 month on this loan, which means what? He just saved $110,000 in interest that he'll never have to pay. Now, remember, on the other loan, he was going to save $51,000 over a 30-year span. He just saved $110,000 he never had to pay, and he did it in 1 month. Follow?
Sure.
All right. Do you want to see that again? I got to take it back. So,
well, I mean, in my mind, I'm like, well, the $100,000 still got spent, and he might have just saved $110,000 more.
So if we started as a down payment, remember, I started payment number 1, and the $100,000 has already been spent. If I start out at the $300,000 mortgage, I've given them my $100,000, and I'm at payment number 1.
I keep forgetting that part.
Okay. Well, everybody does. So the $100,000 is already spent. So now at the $400,000 loan, I still have my $100,000.
Makes sense.
Now I can apply it to principal and go down to payment 125 instead of starting out at payment number 1.
Makes sense.
Now I'm saving $110,000 in 1 month instead of $51,000 over 30 years. Sound good?
Makes sense.
We're not done yet. So we just saved $110,000. Guess what we just knocked off? We knocked off 10 years off this loan. So now he's starting out at $300,000 at 30 years. Okay? But by using the $100,000 this way, he instantly turns this loan into 19 years, 9 months. In 1 month. Now he only has 19 years, 9 months left so on the second payment, he only has 19 years, 9 months left. On the way he wanted to do it on his second payment, he has 359 payments left to go.
Makes sense.
Okay. So now continuing to use the P.I.L.L method, because now he signs up for the P.I.L.L method. I mean, he wants to, so what else can I do? I said, you like that part. You really like this. To use the P.I.L.L method, he will pay the rest of his loan off in how many years?
7.
And how much interest will he pay on the total loan using the P.I.L.L method?
30,000.
Yes. Guess what? By paying just $30,000, paying off, and that's just not just his mortgage. That's all of his debt. That's his car loan. That's his credit cards, and if he had any student loans, we throw them in too. So what do you think he's thinking now, Ms. Paul? If you're saying something, we can't hear you.
I mean, he's like, holy moly. I mean, hey.
Okay. So listen, I want to be, we here at the P.I.L.L method want to be your best friend too. So does this sound plausible?
I think it does. I think the thing that, catches a lot of people up, myself included, is you get more house than you can technically afford. So the mortgage payment is definitely what you're looking after. You're like, well, an extra $500 a month will sink me. But there are other things that, I plan to do with my car payment. I've made some decisions, silly decisions there also. So listening to that advice. Go ahead.
Listen, you've got something to think about there. So if I need to control the payment, all right, there's a couple of things here. If I need to control the payment, then I want to put enough money down so I can get the payment where I need to have it in my budget. Okay. The other thing you need to think about is, if you're still working, and it sounds like you're fairly young, if you're still working, all right, after a while, you start to make more money, and the house and your mortgage payment just gets easier to pay after a while. So if it's possible to stretch and to do some things to get the house you want, and then know that that is actually going to get easier to pay after a while, then you won't look back and say, you know what, I should have gotten that house back then, because I'm making a lot more money now.
That's so true. Yeah.
Okay. So keep all of that in mind as we, I watch these shows on TV, and they go in and say, I want to pay $400,000 on my house, not a penny more. And they have no idea why they're choosing that number. It's just a number that's stuck in their head, and they think that's what they want to pay, and I don't want to pay anymore. But they have no idea how it impacts their budget, or how much interest they're going to pay, or any of that. So if I can buy, listen, if we're looking at purchasing a $400,000 loan, a $400,000 mortgage, at 3%, the bank wants $206,000 in interest. So it's not a $400,000 loan. It's a $600,000 purchase. Not a $400,000 loan purchase. It's a $600,000 purchase when we add the interest into it. So if we can cut out 75% of that interest, Then we just made the purchase of that home a lot cheaper than my neighbor's home, who's going to pay all of that interest and more. You know how I know? Because 9 out of 10 people you know will never pay off a home. 9 out of 10 people you know will never pay off a mortgage. And if you don't believe me, think back. As long as you've been alive, how many people do you know that had a mortgage that actually paid it off that you know of? Less than 10% of the people you know. Miss Paula, do you have another question for me this morning?
I got a whole slew of questions, but I'm okay.
So listen, I'm interested in, is there any other advice you've received that we can, because see, what we're doing is exploding myths here. So the down payment one has been exploded. Can you give us one more that we can explode? And we already talked about, I think we've proven why we don't have to buy down the interest rate anymore, because interest rate doesn't matter. It's the interest cost, and we control the interest cost. How about that? Okay.
And so what I think I hear you saying, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Is to not necessarily worry so much about the PMI, because with the P.I.L.L method, you're paying all of that down early anyway. It doesn't really matter. Well,
you do have to pay PMI, but for 1 month. How's that sound?
Makes sense.
So listen, I pay PMI for 1 month, but I knock over 10 years off my mortgage, and I save $110,000. How's that sound?
Sounds great.
All right, Miss Paula. Do you have any other questions for us? Somebody's got a hot mic.
Yeah, sorry, the echo was and then just about my auto loan, clearly, because I'm still waiting to close on the house, they, no changes in your credit and things like that. So I'm not refinancing my auto loan now. But a plan that I was going to do after I moved into the home, after I closed, was to refinance, because my car payment is ridiculous. And I know that I can lower it at least by $200, maybe $300 after I purchased the home.
Right.
Is that something that you advise, or just keep the current payment and just pay more?
Now we're talking about a couple of things. Now, is it ridiculous because you just don't like the size of the payment, or is it ridiculous because it's straining your budget?
Both.
Okay. Well, listen.
I'm holding a lot of negative equity, so yeah, it's like a $700 car payment, and it's ridiculous.
Right.
So yeah, I know I can lower it.
Right.
My credit score is increased. I'll have a home on my
Okay. So here's the thing: if it's straining your budget, all right. One of the things that strains our budget on a car loan is because we have listened to what the gurus have told us, and we're getting that car payment to save money. We tried to squeeze it into the smallest term possible. We try to get it for 5 years or 6 years so we can save interest on the overall loan. So is this what is the term on that car loan right now?
I think it's a 5 year.
5 year. Okay. So if we can get it for 6 year or 7 years, okay, even 8 years. So if we can, the longer the term, the better we are, because it makes it easier for us to accelerate the payoff on the car. We can pay it off faster and easier with a smaller payment. So in this case, what you would want to do if you were using the P.I.L.L method, so that we wouldn't strain the budget, go ahead and see about getting it refinanced, get it for the longest term possible, put it in the P.I.L.L method, and then pay it off maybe 2 or 3 years early or more. How's that sound?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I was going to throw a lot of money at it during COVID. I moved back in with my parents,
Right.
which is how I'm able to do all of this.
Okay.
And so I was going to just throw all of my available money at the car payment. My mom was like, "No, save it for the house. Refinance later." I don't know if that was great or not, but
well, you see, here's what you need to do when you're paying off a loan. if all of your loans were 0% interest, is there any benefit? Is there any benefit to you to pay the loan off early if all your loans are at 0%?
No.
Okay, so you want to find out which loan is actually costing you more and apply your money there, because now you're controlling the interest cost on the loan, not looking at the interest rate on the loan. Because you could have a low interest rate and have a high interest cost because you have a high principal balance. You can have a high interest rate on a loan, but a low interest cost because the amount of money that you owe on that particular loan is a lot smaller. Don't look at the interest rate. Always look at the interest cost. And if you have several loans, then it makes it a lot easier if you just plug everything into a computer. Let the computer help you to make a decision. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to do the math. It tells you how much money to move, what month to move it in, what day of the month to move it on, and how much interest you're going to save each and every time. When you are dealing with your loans, this is for everybody that's listening. When you're dealing with your loans, you want to see how you can pay the loans off cheap, not how you can pay the loans off fast. Because the interest cost is what's keeping you in debt forever. Let's manage the interest cost. By paying the least amount of interest you possibly can, you have more money available that can actually do what you need it to do, and that's to pay down the loan. Right now, our money is going to the banks. We're in the money matrix. And if you're familiar with the Matrix movie, then they were taking human beings and turning them into literal batteries. In the money matrix, okay, the financial institutions are turning us into interest generating machines for our entire lives. So to stop that, that's why we're here, to turn off the interest to get us off that hamster wheel where we're interest generating machines forever. All right, and take that money that's our wealth is being siphoned off through interest. Stop that, take the interest savings, and then invest that money to turn it into generational wealth for your, what did you say, your son, Paula?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Because right now, when if I went to his school, all right, and talked to folks, talk to students there, I do a talk for the students. I said, your parents are spending your inheritance on interest. I've got them for 45 minutes, sitting on the edge of their seats. And they take that information home to their parents. Okay. So folks, stop spending your children's inheritance on interest and invest it in their future. Miss Paula, do you have anything else for us?
Not at the moment. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Thank you so very much for coming to the stage. All right. What's next?
All right. So Don, for the folks that are new to the room, if they wanted to get some time with you and your team to know what like year, month, date they could be debt free, how would they get in touch with you? What's the process?
See, all of this stuff where we just went over with Miss Paula and anybody else is coming to the stage, you can have this information for yourself as well. Doggone it, you can have it. All right. All you have to do is go to the ice10k.com. That stands for Interest Cancellation Expert, ice10k.com. Get the click on the button that says get a savings and earnings report. Once you click on that button, just follow the instructions. Once you follow the instructions, then we'll let you into the form, put in your financial data. Someone from the office will confirm the financial data. You'll know the month, day, and year you could be debt free. Not only that, but you'll know we can show you once you are a part of our P.I.L.L method team, we can show you exactly how much money to move, what month to move it in, what day of the month to move it on, which loan to attack, to make sure that you're saving the maximum amount of interest per dollar applied. Okay.
For how long, Don?
Oh my gosh. You mean how long are they on the one of our P.I.L. method clients? for life.
Yes.
For life. For life. What does that mean? I mean for life until you don't need it anymore. This program stays in your family for life. What? Yes. You can actually will it to one of your children. That's what we mean for life. Now, the other kid's going to have to buy their own, but one child is going to be very happy that they got this program.
Awesome, Don. Appreciate you for breaking that down. So definitely tap in with them, follow those instructions. And then when it comes to your book, can you please let everybody know about how they can share this information with their friends and family?
Listen, the holidays are here. Listen, what better Christmas gift could there be than you can take your finances back, take control of your finances back for your family, and to turn all of that interest that you would have paid the bank into $1 million stockpile for your family. The book will get you started on that journey. It's the P.I.L.L method, a better way to eliminate debt. On the same card, ice10k.com. That's ICE, the number 10, the letter K.com, will actually save you thousands of dollars in interest. Go to that link, find the book, find the link that says buy the book. Once you get that book, then you will get a receipt from Amazon. Once you get your receipt from Amazon, Miss Kenyatta, tell them what they can do with their receipt.
So now you have your receipt. What you want to do is screenshot it, and you want to go to ice10k.com, and you want to go to the link that says I'm ready. Click the link, go ahead and build out the card to your specifications. And in that, you want to put down all your social media links, your website, etc. And then you designate a place that you want it sent to, and we'll send it out to you. And you will have a 10K digital card value at $100.
Why is that digital card so powerful? Somebody needs to tell the folks why the digital card is so powerful.
Kenyatta, what will Don do without you? Tell me, if you can even imagine. Don's presentation has gotten so much better with you helping him. Hey guys, it's very simple. If you have a business or you are a professional and you provide a product or service that can help others, I think it's your moral duty to share it with the world, because someone out there is in need of your product or service. And if they can't get in touch with you, it's not their fault that you're not making stuff available. It's 10K's fault. So to solve that problem, get a copy of the on-book, upload a copy of your receipt, guys, and let us get you a promo version of the 10K card. All right? It's time the world know who you are. It's no longer okay for you to be kept a secret. So with that said, Don, back to you, my brother.
All right. Listen, folks, this is fantastic information. I'm having a very good time. And do we have any other questions?
Yes, we do. Kathleen, I see that
Actually,
you're here. Please let us know, what is your question?
Hey,
Kathleen, you got to click that little microphone
Jared, can you
icon
hear
in the
me?
lower right-hand corner.
Don, can you hear me?
Hi, everyone. My name is Caitlin.
Kirk, did
Sorry,
you
go ahead,
have
go ahead,
something
go ahead.
you want to say? Okay, Kathleen, please let us know what your question is. Kathleen, you got to click that microphone icon in the lower right-hand corner. Kathleen, we can't hear you.
There you go.
Hello?
Yes. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Please ask your question.
Hi, everyone. My name is Caitlin. Since we're talking about how to pay mortgage in 7 years, for me, I have idea of 5 ways to pay a mortgage early. First, reference to short term. Second, make extra principal payments. Third, make one extra mortgage payment per year. Consider big quickly payments. And fourth is request your mortgage instead of referencing. And fifth, lastly, reduce your balance with a lump sum payment. And by the way, I work for a company called Weepers. We help people, especially from the ethnic minority groups, enter into high salary paying jobs in the tech industry. So if you're currently looking for a new job or interested in changing career, there are plenty of opportunities in the tech sector, but not nearly enough
Caitlin,
talent
how
to
are
meet
you?
the market demands.
Caitlin.
You could be earning up to 100K in salary, even if you don't have any previous experience of technical background. A majority of the roles are remote jobs. And you can feel free to view my profile and visit our website to download a learning material absolutely free.
Miss
If you
Caitlin.
want more info,
Miss
Yeah,
Caitlin,
Caitlin,
Miss Caitlin,
definitely.
Miss
Yeah.
Caitlin, you are, listen, you are new to cover. Thank you for your party hat. We appreciate you so very much for being,
okay,
but
sir.
right now,
Thank you
right,
so much.
that's okay. So right now, just so that you'll know when you go into other rooms, some of our moderators are just going to give you just a tiny bit, just a tiny lesson on clubhouse etiquette.
Okay, sir, no worries. Thank you so much.
All right, go right
If you want
ahead.
more info, please DM me. Thanks.
Go right
All
ahead.
right. Yep, yep,
Help
yep.
her out.
And
Help her out.
yeah, and just FYI, I mean, you don't want to come on stages and kind of pitch what you've got going on. You know, if it's not the forum for that, it's a term we call like reading the room. So if it's a room where it's like, hey, promote your business, then you do that. But we really want people to ask questions that will be of value to the audience. So if you come on stage, be sure to be equipped with the question, and if we ask you to introduce yourself, then that'll give you the floor to kind of promote your business or what you've got going on. But I get you're new to Clubhouse, so we definitely have grace with you. And I do rooms on getting people hired in the tech space. So feel free to come into my rooms where it's appropriate, and I'd be happy to highlight what you do in terms of helping people break into tech. All right, so let's keep the show moving. Up next, we have
Hey,
Sagoon.
hey,
Please let us know
uh,
what your question. Or Kirk, you got something?
yeah, I just wanted to throw one or two. We got a couple of questions online. They just came in during the last example, so I was back channeling you saying that we didn't have any, but we do have a couple. I don't know if we have time to grab one or two of those right now, or do you want to continue with those on stage?
Oh, let's go with one that could be pretty quick.
Okay. Neither of these.
Listen, we can handle it. Go right ahead. Shoot it to
All
us.
right, so here we go. Daverna White says, "How long do you need to have the car before you can refi the car?" That was her question. I think this is during the previous example you were giving, Don. So I was just trying to catch that and throw that in there as well.
Oh, well, first of all, we need to know if you need to refi the car. Refinance doesn't automatically make your situation better. You need to know why you're refinancing first and what is the purpose of your refinance. Most people who refinance, it does not do for them what they want it to do. We do a thing here called refi fantasy. Most refinances do not do what you want it to do. It doesn't help you to pay the loan off faster, and it doesn't save you money. So here's my question to you when it comes to refinances. If you're saving money by refinancing, then who would have to be losing it? One more time. If you're saving money by refinancing, who would have to be losing it? And if your answer is the bank, then why are banks willing to refinance everybody on the planet if they can qualify? Just so that the banks can lose money? You need to get with an expert that can help you to determine whether refinancing is the right thing to do for you. Just because everybody's refinancing doesn't make it right for you if it's not going to save you money. I'm telling you, banks refi because they make a ton of money off of refinances. You just need an expert to show you where they're making money and how it doesn't necessarily help you. All right. So first of all, so contact us. Then you can get a consultation. Then you can find out if refinancing is good for you. Next question.
All right, Jared, back to you.
Hey, Kurt, go
Well,
ahead and go with the next question. Let's go
okay,
ahead and
sure,
rip through
sure,
that
sure,
one.
sure. All right. So we have Dale Stancil. Amortization schedule is dependent on rate, amount, term, payment period, formula, math. Does the formula of this math, or say formula math, doesn't change? That's that. I thought it was a question, but it looks like it was more of a comment. And really the others that are there, as I'm reading them, are more comments as well. But I mean, Don, do you want to respond to that? What I'll just say
Sure.
real quick is to the those that are watching online. Thank you so much again for coming and hanging out with us today. A lot of great information. I see your responses in the chat. This is amazing information. Good morning from Georgia. I keep coming back. But we want to make sure that we can get your questions as well, and encourage your questions. But yeah, Don, did you want to respond to Dale?
Oh, yeah. Listen, amortization schedule is dependent on rate, amount, term, payment period. All right. And the formula math doesn't change. So here's what does change.
Mm-hmm.
Leveraging. That does change. And the leveraging effect changes when you change the timing. Because see, it all depends on the payment period, which is the timing. If you use the bank's timing and pay them on time every month,
Mm-hmm.
okay, on time, there you will incur an interest cost. So to keep the interest costs low, disrupt the bank's timing and find out when you can give them their money in a time frame that you're not also paying interest. That's where you start to win the game. How to return the bank's money without changing your budget, without sacrificing lifestyle, and without paying all of that interest. That's the key here. So by disrupting their timing, you pay a lot less interest. Now, here's the main thing. Do you want to save a lot of interest, or do you want to save the most amount of interest that's mathematically possible? Now we're talking about using an optimization formula that is designed to ultimately beat the bank at their own game. Not just saving some interest, but saving the most amount of interest that's mathematically possible for your family. That's what our opportunity cost calculator actually does. All right. Any other questions?
Well said. Well said. That's it for those that are online. So we will get back to those that have raised their hand that are on the stage waiting for us in Clubhouse. Back to you, Jared.
All right.
All right, so Sagoon, please let us know what your question is.
Hey, thanks everybody. My question is regarding my mortgage. I recently just closed on my home, and I'm trying to, like, my first payment is January 2022, and I'm hearing everybody talking about like principal, how to pay it down. I just want to get an understanding, like, what would be the step to figure out, like, meeting with the banker, like, and figuring out how can I start paying down the interest right away.
Okay.
And take it from there.
All right, so go and tell me, what do you mean by meeting with your bank and working it out? Give me an idea of what you mean there, sir.
Okay, so my payment plan. So basically, I have to pay the mortgage every month, and my first payment is January 2022.
Right.
So I was hearing that you saying that there's a certain method I can use to kind of pay down my interest, but I'm not trying to maybe pay like a lump sum. Right. But is there particular days, like you were just mentioning before, that I can start paying down my mortgage and, saving myself some interest?
Okay. So here's what I need to know. Do you want to save the maximum amount of interest, or you just want to save some?
The maximum would be great. Yeah.
All right. So you also said it sounded like you want to make sure that you can use your current budget, and you don't want to sacrifice the lifestyle that you and your family have become accustomed to.
Correct.
All right. You can do that. All right. So here's what we're going to take a look at. We're going to put every penny in your budget to work. So give us a little idea of the mortgage you have now, if you don't mind. So can we use some of your numbers?
Sure.
Okay, what's the mortgage now?
So the mortgage is going to be $1,800 a month.
Oh, that's how much your payment is. How much are you borrowing?
Oh, 275.
275,000. Okay, and what's the interest rate?
1.1.
1.1. Okay. All right. Are you in Canada?
No.
Are you
New York.
You're in New York. You got 1.1?
Well, I bought in New Jersey. Yeah, I used the NACA program. I bought down my interest rate.
Oh, and you bought down the interest rate?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me show you something here. So it's a 30-year loan?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, 30-year loan. Okay, 360 payments. Okay, so next time around on your next house, okay, here's what you folks need to know. It is easier to pay off a loan with a slightly higher interest rate than a slightly lower one. Okay, so Suganda, are you planning on making all 360 payments on this loan?
No, I was trying to see if I can cut it, like, by half or something.
All
like
right.
that,
So
maybe.
if you're planning to make all 360 payments, then you do want the best interest rate you can possibly get. Okay. You want the best interest rate you can possibly get if you're doing that. But if you are trying to accelerate the payoff on the loan, then what you want is a interest rate that is right for you and your family to help you to accelerate. Let me show you something with this loan. First of all, here's the amount of interest that they want on this loan. $74,826.99 over 30 years. Let me ask you, is this number 1% of this number? Actually, it's 27% of that number.
I don't think you're sharing, Don.
Oh, I'm not sharing. I'm sorry. Oh, look at me.
Because what I'm seeing is just the Google thing. So,
is there a link for me to see something? I'm sorry, I came a little later.
Oh,
yeah. Particular link?
All right, help him to help him to see what's going on, folks.
Sure. Right now, if you look, you're in Clubhouse. You're looking at our moderator's profile picture. He has the directions there. But if you go to ICE 10K, ICE, Interest Cancellation Expert, ICE 1010k.com, you'll get to Don's kind of his main portal there, and on that page you have Clubhouse simulcast on the right side. So you can pick whichever. Once you click on that, you can click on whichever one you prefer. But just keep in mind that you're listening on Clubhouse. That's real time. So if you're going to go to that page, if you're going to go to that video, it'd be better if you could do that on a different device, if that makes sense. That way you can still hear Don real time, still respond to him real time, but then you can see the examples on the screen on that other device.
Okay, got you. So when I click on the what's called the simulcast,
simulcast, Clubhouse simulcast, yes. And then you'll see from there basically. Yeah, you'll have watch video on YouTube. You have it on Facebook. Let's just take YouTube for example. If you click there, right at that top one, right underneath there, where it says how to pay off mortgage in 7 years, and it has today's date, episode 6. That's the one
live.
That says live.
Okay.
You want to click on that one. Click on the one that says live.
Let me stream it from my TV.
Oh, there you go. Look at that.
Listen, I'm on big screen. Lord have mercy. Did you hear that, y'all? I'm on big screen right now.
Turn my mic off though.
Yeah, on that other yes, or you just turn the audio off on the TV, and then you'll be fine in Clubhouse. What you're hearing on Clubhouse is what you want to hear.
All right, sir. Thank you so very much, folks. And if you heard that, and if you're coming into the live stream so you can see this, it's fantastic. So here's what I was saying, Sagun. On the $275,000 mortgage, all right, you have the mortgage company wants $74,826.99 on your mortgage at 1.1%. Is this number, the 74,000, is that 1% of the 275,000 you're borrowing? That's the question.
Gunner, you
So
still
sorry,
there?
hold on. I'm coming back. Yeah. So ask me the question again one more time. Sorry.
Okay. Is the $74,800 the bank wants, is that 1% of the $275,000 you're borrowing?
Yeah.
Actually, it's 27% of that number.
Okay.
Yeah, 1% is a lot smaller than 74,000.
Got you.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So here's what we're talking about. So it's actually 27%. So now here's what we're taking a look at. Have you been to one of my presentations before?
No, I haven't.
Okay. So here's what's going on. Here's your first payment. Your first payment has got $242 going to principal. How much money goes to interest? It's $252.08. Are you seeing that?
Yes, I'm seeing that.
So do you think $252 is a little much to give the bank so you can pay your loan down by $242?
No.
Okay. So you think that's fair? That they get this and you get this?
So I get, which one would I get? They would get that principal to 242.
No, the 242 is how much you pay your loan down by.
Okay,
so this becomes your equity, but you've got to pay them $252 just to get it. That goes straight to them.
No, if I can get that, yeah, if we can get that down,
that'll
definitely save me some more money.
There you go. All right. So now, when you let's say that you're gonna you're gonna make this payment in January, correct?
Yes, sir.
Then your next principal payment that actually pays down your loan for February. Okay. How much is that? How much is February's principal payment?
Isn't the same? Oh no, it changes every month.
Yeah, it changes every month.
Yeah.
So
it's 250.
I'm sorry.
251.
That's your interest payment. That's your interest payment. How much is your principal payment? See, look, you got the headings here. Principal.
Right.
We got interest. We got cumulative principal. We got cumulative interest, and we got principal balance. So your principal payment is what you borrowed. That's what goes to pay down your loan. Anything else in this equation does not pay down your loan. So
I see.
So your next principal payment for February is how much money?
242.
242. Exactly. So here's my question. Do you have to wait till February to give the bank that money?
No.
All right. If you made your January payment on time, like you're going to do, you could say, oh, if I wanted to, I could give the bank this $242.83 in January as well. Correct?
Okay.
And when you do, no interest comes out of that money because they've already received their interest for January.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So all of this money goes to principal. So you're actually paid down to line 2 in January, aren't you?
Yeah. Okay.
So your next mortgage payment for February is now on what line of the schedule?
Is it going to be line
3? Yes.
Okay.
So the payment for March moves up 1. There you go. And now this is your new February payment. So you got rid of payment number 2 for only $242.83. So payment number 1 is now touching payment number 3. You got rid of payment number 2 for $242.83. Does that make sense to you?
It makes sense.
All right. So here's my next question. What happened to the interest cost of $251.86 on line 2? What happened to that?
Did it go towards was it moved towards the principal? I don't know. Or was it just wiped off?
It's just wiped off. That's interest money you'll never have to pay.
Wow.
Did you know your mortgage worked like that?
No, I didn't know that.
Did your lender explain how the mortgage works to you?
No, they really didn't explain that much to me, to be honest.
How about your real estate agent? Did your real estate agent show you this?
No.
No. Okay. How about your accountant? No. So
wait, how?
Go ahead.
So how do I? Would I? Because this is a good example. Because this is what I'm saying. Like before I make my first payment,
right?
Is there a certain process for me to speak with my bank to have this set up a certain way?
All right. Now here's what you also want to do. So I'm glad you're asking this question. All right. So I'm building a chicken coop. Okay. Because I live out in the country and I want to build a chicken coop. Do I want to get my instructions for the chicken coop from a fox?
No,
No. Why don't I want to get my instructions for building a chicken coop from the fox?
because you're building it for a chicken, not a fox.
Exactly. So why do I want to get instructions on how to pay back a loan from the banker?
Because okay,
Are they going to give you the best
no,
information for
they're
you?
probably not gonna give me the best information. They
No.
got their own interest in mind.
There you go. Okay.
Okay,
So they'll give you something that seems like it's a good idea for you, but it won't be the
gotcha.
best information for you, will it?
Right.
Since they didn't show you this part. Okay.
No, yeah, that makes sense.
So far, so good. So now
Mhm.
here is what you want. Okay. You want to
Mhm.
know how to best beat them at their own game. They have
Right.
a formula that they use to optimize your loan to turn it from 1.1 into 27%.
Wow.
They have a formula that does that. The computers are generating this thing and says, okay, this is how much money I want to make. All right. So
Mhm.
after 1 year, do you see where it says cumulative principal?
Yeah, I
Line
do.
column 3. So
Yeah,
in
see.
1 year, how much will you pay
Mhm.
your loan down by in 1 year?
272.
No, just in 1 year. Go
Oh,
to line 12.
line 12. Oh, by 2,926.
All right. Immediately to the right, that's cumulative interest. How much interest do they want for you to pay your loan down by $2,900?
$3,000.
So that's a total of what? $5,900 paid out in the first year, $5,900.
Wow.
And all you get out of that is $2,926.
Wow.
Is that how you want to spend your money?
No,
No,
definitely
no.
not.
Okay. So if you're going to pay all of this, you're going to
Mhm.
pay all of this eventually, correct? Because this is the money you borrowed,
Correct.
the $2,926. Here's my next question. Do you have to pay it to the bank in 12 monthly installments?
No.
If you
Okay.
had it, could you give it to the bank in one installment?
I could.
Oh, and if you did, would you be paid down to line 12 in 1 month?
I'm getting the word. Yeah.
And then what would happen to all the interest payments between line 2 and line 12? What would happen to all of those?
Don't tell me that's gonna all disappear.
Okay, I won't tell you.
That would be crazy. That would be crazy. If that's possible.
Isn't that something?
Yeah. That would
So
be crazy.
instead of costing you $3,010.28 to be paid
Right.
down to the exact same place, it
Right.
would only cost you $252.08. The interest on line 1.
Wow.
Wow
Yeah, I
is
need to figure
right.
this out. Yeah.
Okay, so now if you want to know how to do this the right way and to the most efficient way for you, because not everybody does it the same way, there
Mhm.
is a computer program that challenges the bank's program that
Mhm.
defeats their program just for you.
Okay.
And that's called our opportunity cost calculator. And what you want to know is, when can I be debt free? What month can I what year and what month can I be debt free? And how much interest
Mhm.
can I save by doing it with what I'm making now? How would you like that answer? And our average person pays off all of their debt in an average of 7 to 9 years without changing their budget, because you were concerned about that.
Yeah.
How do I keep my budget the same but not give all that money to the bank? We can show you.
Okay.
All right. So just go to ice10k.com,
Mhm.
put in all of your financial data on the button that says get a savings and earnings report.
Okay.
Put your information in there. Someone from my office will contact you and verify your information. Once your information is verified, they'll set up a consultation and you will know the month, day, and year you'll be debt free, how much interest you could save, and then with that saved interest, show you how it is possible to turn that interest you would have paid to the bank into generational wealth for your family.
Nice. Okay.
You like that?
Well, yeah, I definitely would. I'll definitely spread that out, and I appreciate your
Well, listen,
your
man,
assistance.
even before
Thank you.
you close, before you make that first payment, you will know when you'll be done with this mortgage. Ha!
That'd be great. That'd be great.
Thank you, sir, for coming to the
All right.
stage. What else do we
Thanks,
have
man.
today?
It looks like that was our last question, so we will be ending on time.
All
Yes,
right,
indeed.
all right. Hey, listen, folks, listen, I have so much fun. The time just flies by for me. I don't know about you guys, but I have so much, and you guys brought so much information to the stage today. Oh, listen, thank you so much for sharing. You've helped so many people. I'm looking forward to coming back here. What's today? What is today? Monday? So we'll be back here on Wednesday?
That's right.
That is correct.
Oh,
Wednesday
listen,
at 8 a.m.
I want you to know now, folks, that next week we're going to be off because we are traveling. Bill Method is on the road. We're traveling. We're going to be going to New York. And so we're all going to be off. So we're going to be doing replays, rebroadcasts for all of next week. I may pop in now and then with something live. So make sure that you're following. Make sure that you are subscribe and hit that little notification so that anytime we're on, you will see it and then come in and get some valuable information. So thank you so very much. I'm looking forward to seeing y'all Wednesday. So what else do we have there, Jared?
Yeah, so we're going to do some quick moderator outros. But before we do, just want you to remind everybody how they can share the P.I.L.L method with their friends and family during the holidays.
Listen, get the P.I.L.L method book. Oh my gosh. You've heard some myths exploded today. A lot of that is covered in the book. And then because you're going to learn information. So some people think that what we're doing here with the book is giving them information that they've heard before. We gather this from different sources, and then we just put a new spin on it. Nope, that's not what we're doing. We're getting rid of the old and putting in brand new. This is all new information. It is copyrighted by us here at the P.I.L.L Method. We the only ones that own it. We're the only ones that can give it out. Okay, so it's going to be new information. So you want to get rid of all the old. We've showed you today how we're getting rid of the old and we're plugging in the new. Once you get this book of new information, you will then know how you can use an opportunity cost calculator to save you thousands and thousands of dollars in interest and to make money for your family using that interest. So now, not only can you get the book, and it makes great Christmas gifts. Okay. Oh, you know what? Snap, I just thought about this. If you, for every book you get, you'll be able to get a 10K card, a digital business card to give away as a gift as well, worth $100 value. Listen, they need to know how they can make a tremendous Christmas gifts to several people in their families and friends. Come on, Kenyatta, give them some idea of what they can do here.
Okay, so if you bought 5 books, then that means that you will go to I'm Ready 5 times, build out 5 cards, and be able to get 5 promo cards valued at $100. So that means that you'll be able to get a book and a digital card to a loved one. That is amazing, Don.
and 10K, the founder, developer, the CEO of 10K cards. Why is that so valuable, sir?
I mean, Don, look, it's one thing to give lip service and say we care about each other. It's another thing to say, hey, yo, this is how we can really help you. So for everyone who's seriously interested in really helping others and they have had the 10K experience, definitely share it with those you care for. Yeah, even share it to the enemies, as we always say. Because when the enemy become wiser, they might become your friend. So put the word out there. Let's make the world a better place, guys, and equip our friends and family in a position that was much better than they once were in. And if we keep doing that, we are going to help to make a small contribution towards making the world a better place. So, guys, put a pill method on your list of things to get for Christmas. It comes with a 10K card. You can keep some, you can share the others. Okay, it's all on you how you want to disperse it. So, Don, back to you, my brother.
Listen, folks, this book is 6 ounces. So if you were to take this thing and then let's compare it to how much gold costs. I think it's like $1,600 an ounce, and this book is 6 ounces. I'm telling you right now, I would rather have this book than 6 ounces of gold because this book is going to make you way more money. All right, excellent. Who's next?
All right, all right. So yeah, let's go ahead and get with the outros, and then we're going to close everything out. But before we do, just want to remind everybody to click that greenhouse at the top. Make sure you follow this club. We do this room Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern time, and at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time on Sundays. And if you want to be aware of the schedule, because there will be times where Don will be traveling, like New York City, etc. You want to be following this club, and just go ahead and check out the schedule, and you'll see what is on the docket for each week. Also, would love for you to go ahead and when you go to ice10k.com, go to the Clubhouse simulcast button and follow Don on all those platforms. So follow him on LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, as well as Facebook. And yeah, check out his Instagram as well, which is in his profile. He, adds value on all those different platforms in various types of ways. You can see the YouTube replays on YouTube. You can see the Clubhouse replays in the club or in this bio. So the goal is for you to share these replays with as many people within your family, within your circles, within your network, so that more people can understand what the banks don't want you to know, which is interest cost being way more important than interest rate. So with that being said, we're going to go through moderator outros. I'll start off, and if we can keep it within 30, 45 seconds, that'll help Don get to his clients faster.
Oh, hey,
So,
Jared,
yep.
just taking a look at my schedule for next week. I misspoke. We will be on, so everybody will know, we will be on Sunday and Monday. We just won't be on Tuesday. We just won't be on Wednesday and Friday. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
And then the following Sunday we won't be on either. So I just want to make sure we're getting the schedule right. And I apologize, everyone, for giving you bad information. So anyway, back to you, sir.
No problem, no problem. All right, so we will be here Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, and Monday.
Yep.
And then Don will be taking his talents to New York, so you'll be able to check out some replays on YouTube. All right, perfect. So with that being said, I'll do a quick little outro, and then we'll pass it around. If we can keep it quick, that'll help Don get to his clients. So my name is Jared Albritton, been in the tech space for 15 years, came on Clubhouse, intending just to help people break into roles. That turned into 65,000 plus followers today, which I'm very humbled by. And the reason why I've gained so much of a following is I just focus on adding value by helping people break into tech roles. The rooms we've done on Clubhouse have brought at least 50 people into tech roles to date. And I really would love for everybody to follow me on Twitter. So Twitter Spaces is the equivalence of Clubhouse, except the rooms are a lot bigger and the tech community is huge. So I'm bringing all my recruiters and hiring managers to Twitter so that we can multiply the impact we've had on Clubhouse on Twitter. Also be promoting the Clubhouse rooms I'll be doing, like the P.I.L.L method. So we'd love for you to go to DOCTANYC on Twitter and give me a follow there. My goal is to get to 10,000 as soon as possible, because there's some monetization options there as well, full transparency. So you're helping me out by just giving me a follow. And you're also going to help yourself out by checking out my rooms, because it's going to be very, very, very lit. So I'll just leave it at that. And then also my 10K card, jared10k.com, is in my Twitter bio. So when you follow me on Twitter, click that link and check me out on all the other platforms. But Twitter is what I'm pushing this month. All right, I'm passing to Kenyatta.
You got it, Jared. I promise you that's going to happen today. So everybody, I am Kenyatta. You can find me at kenyatta10k.com. and I am very passionate about building strong relationships that materialize into generational wealth for the people around me. And so what that looks like is providing opportunities here in Illinois and abroad for real estate investing. What that looks like is funding those same real estate investing. What that also looks like is then pulling your coattail and telling you, hey, this is your blind spot. You might want to cut that interest down so you can get to the bag. So you can reach out to me. I am here and available, and I love spearheading great ideas that make money. It's been a pleasure to help out today with the broom. I love hanging out here. And as always, we appreciate the presence and hope we've earned the privilege of your time. Thank you so much.
Hey guys, the holidays upon us. Let us bless as much people as we can possibly bless. Share the word. Tap into the simulcast and share, most importantly, with the people who you think can benefit from it. Or even if you think there's someone out there that needs this information, don't keep it a secret, guys. Sharing is caring. The more we give, the more we live. Back to you, Don or Jared.
Awesome, 10K. What's happening in Miami?
Oh man, you say one video, Jared?
We can't hear him.
Let's talk about it. So on January 4th, on January 5th, guys, Don is so passionate about what we're doing here in Clubhouse that he said, look, he want to take it off of Clubhouse. So what he did, he became one of the major sponsors at the Clubhouse live event, which will be in Miami. And we're gonna have a guest speaker on stage, which is Grant Cardone. The commercial should be out now. But in addition to the mini influencer Grant Cardone, the major influencer Don Pill Method will be there as well. So Don has reserved a breakout room to do in live what he's been doing here on Clubhouse. So when you come to Miami, guys, this is going to be January 4th to the 8th, I believe, or 5th to the 8th. Come on, have an experience, get to meet the players on Clubhouse, and most importantly, learn and implement the things that will change you and your family's life. So Clubhouse Live 3.0, if you go to clubhouselive3.com, you're going to see the event. You'll get to meet the speakers. You'll get to meet the sponsors. You'll also get to meet the VIP guests. So if you have time on your calendar, guys, and you want another great experience to add to your life path, check out Clubhouse Live 3.0. Or you can go to clublive3.com. Back to you, Jared.
All right. So everybody, I just updated the link above. So if you'd like to check it out, click it now, bookmark it, check out all the speakers, and also check out the 10K card that this that above, and just know this is something you could do for your workshop, your conference, your networking events. So definitely tap in with 10K, give him a follow, and learn more about how he can amplify your business events or conferences in this similar fashion. All right, cool. I'm pass it off to the Y CEO.
Hey, everybody. I'm Tiffany, the Y CEO, and I am here to help you find out what you're supposed to be doing and help you scale your business. I've been in the financial sector now for 20 years in the high net worth, multi-use commercial development space, and absolutely enjoy it. It's a lot of paperwork, but it's a lot of fun to see things go from nothing to something absolutely amazing and wonderful. And we are now tapping into a wonderful space that's a $390 million deal. I'm really excited about that. Lots of paperwork, but it is amazing because we're changing our community. And just like that kind of change, I like the change that we're having here in the P.I.L.L method, where it aligns so perfectly with my calling and my mission. I am a woman of God, and my mission is to help you be successful in your career and your business, and also let it filter into your home life. You should be living your best life ever. So I'm excited that you're here at the P.I.L.L method. And yes, you'll be seeing me more on camera. Oh, I'm so excited. Thank you all so much for your support. If you want to reach out to me, you can find me at yceo10k.com. My name's Tiffany, and I'll see you next time.
All right. Thank you so much, Y CEO, for being here as always. And up next, we have Kirk.
Yeah. Hey guys, thank you so much for being here with us today, hanging out with us today. I hope that you got something of value and of worth. I'm going to say again what Don said earlier. Make sure if you're on socials, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you're watching, make sure you have liked the video. Make sure you have subscribed so that you will be notified when other videos come out, when other content comes on the channel. And if you are interested in what you see happening here, this simulcast scenario, that's something that my company, Composition LLC, can assist you with. We believe that your live stream is your digital storefront because there's no better way for people to experience your greatness than for them to see you do it live. And we want to help you build your brand, build your influence and awareness with live video. So check us out. The website or the link is kirkrnugent.live/10K, kirkrnugent.live/10K, and at kirkrnugent on all social media. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Kirk. Definitely tap in with him and learn more about how he can do what you're seeing for your brand or business. And up next is Aaron.
Great Monday morning, everybody. Hey, family. So good to reconnect with you all today. I hope that you all had an amazing holiday. I am Erin Porsche, and I just want to say I received my book last week, The Pill Method. And it has been an amazing read and really just helped to enlighten me and give me more clarity to really be able to follow this conversation. So if you've not picked up your book, if you've not purchased your book, make sure you click the link at the top of the screen and cop your book today. I tell you, it is game changer. Not only is this information on this platform amazing, but to be able to have the book in hand and be able to highlight and take notes, etc., and so on, you're in a better posture to take action. So get the information, get your book. I'm thankful to have mine in hand. So thanks, Don, for making that accessible. But for anyone that would like to connect, please click my profile here on Clubhouse. I I have a company, Global Works Consulting Group, and we focus on innovative approaches to build community and close the wealth gap. One of our primary solutions is helping business owners tap into the federal government contract market. So please click the link in my bio. I'm Lady Erin. 10k.com, LadyErin10k.com, where you can learn about our services, supports, and systems that we help business owners to put in place. And any questions, send me a DM. My DMs are wide open. Happy to serve and add value. Thanks again for having me.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Aaron. I appreciate that. So we're going to close it out. Don, we'd love for you to give the last words, and then we'll shut the room down.
Listen, we talked about a lot of myths today, busting myths, and we just love it here. Bring all that information. There's a lot of information out there about finances, but we are in the money matrix. We think that's the way it should go, but I'm trying to tell you folks, instead of being made into a battery like in the movie, we are made into interest generating machines our entire lives. So if you want to get out of the money matrix, this is the place to learn how to get out of that. So here's some of the things we're going to be talking about in the future. If you want to write some of this down and come back and with some additional questions. Consolidation loans. Did you know that when people refi, they take that time, they take the opportunity to pay off high interest loans into by doing that? And if we do that, I will show you how the banks are actually taking your high interest loans and turning that into 150% to 200% loans hidden in your mortgage. People who refi often pay 100 to 200% interest on their loans that are hidden inside the refi. And we'll be able to talk to you about that. How about those 0% cards? We're going to show you the right way to handle 0% cards when you get those 0% offers. They're great, but most people handle them incorrectly, and it's not the way that you think. All right. So these are just some of the things that we are going to go over. But one of the most important ones I love to talk about is we're paying 75% more interest than we need to. How would you like to be able to get back all of the interest that you've ever paid in life? We're going to show you how to do that here in the Pill Method room. I'm looking forward to seeing you back here on Wednesday. Bring back your questions and find out if that's one of the things you want to know. Don, how can I get back all the interest that I've ever paid in life? Then come back here on Wednesday and find out how. Thank you for the privilege of your time. Jared.
All right. For those that just joined, just know that the replays were on. So you'll be able to catch a replay of this in about a couple minutes once it's uploaded to Don's profile. So go ahead and click the greenhouse at the top, follow the club, click the bell next to the next couple of rooms. Go ahead and add some members to this club as well. And yeah, check out the replays in Don's profile. And what's cool about these replays is you can share them unlimitedly. So you can share them via email, blast them out to your mailing list, blast them out to your community, blast it out on your text messages. They are going to really appreciate you for sharing it, and welcome them to come in live for the next one. That will be a Wednesday at 8 a.m. Eastern time. All right, so I'm going to count down from 5. So if you haven't had a chance to follow Don yet, here's your opportunity. I'll follow Kenyatta, 10K Cars, YCEO, Kirk, and Aaron. So please do so while I count down. All right, so we're going to close the room down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a great week, everybody, and we will see you